everybody out there in YouTube world. It's been a long time since I came and talked to you guys. Sorry about the time away. A lot of things happen in my life, and I'm just getting to the point now to where I'm realizing that I kind of want YouTube to be a thing for me. So I think the last year I was kind of testing the waters and everything, but now I'm at the point now where I'm pretty serious about it. I want to see it be a consistent thing in my life, and I know you guys out there will support. So rebranding the whole embrace the opposite thing. So that's still the name of the channel, as I hope you saw from the brand new intro. So that's still the name of the channel, but we're doing a focus specifically on relationship advice and motivations. So I'm here weekly to talk to you guys, to discuss topics, to address things that may not be covered in your everyday lives, about how to treat your life partner, your spouse, your very best friend, really the significant relationship in your life. I believe that relationships and how we treat one another really define all of humanity. It really defines our core existence and reason for being. Obviously, we want to be successful in our lives via business, via our family and children, and also in all sorts of different ways. We want money. We want a job that we're passionate about. But I truly think that your closest relationship reflects something that none of those other things can do. And so that's why I'm going to be focusing on relationships and just giving motivations. Relationships are tough. They're long. They're drawn out. They can be incredibly difficult to manage. And we don't learn this from anywhere. We don't learn how to do that. Most cases we see our parents and we decide how we want to treat other people based off of a relationship that we've seen. Sometimes, like I said, our parents. Other times it's another family member or a friend of the family, or maybe it's just from movies and books and stories. And so I think it's really important to have an anchor that we can go to reference what those relationships mean for us and why it's so important. So I'm just going to be coming to you guys, like I said, weekly, and talking about these ideas, these concepts, the different things that come into my mind and my heart. A little bit about me, as I'm relaunching the channel here, is almost married for 5 years, about married for 5 years, in October of this year, 2019. And wow, I can't believe it's been that long. And my wife and I have two beautiful children, a 2.5-year-old son and a 3.5-month-year-old daughter. I know the questions are coming. Are you guys gonna stop there? Are you gonna try for more children? We really don't know yet. Right now, because we have one of each, we have a boy and a girl, we may stop. I don't know. I'm 40 years old. My wife is 10 years younger than me. I was not robbing the cradle. She's a very mature 10 years younger than me. She's a mature 30-year-old in my opinion. But we have our differences, and we have the core things that we stand with and we stand by each other on. But you could be given, I think this is very important. You could be given every advantage in the book. Similarities, just crazy similar to to yourself, your partner, to yourself. Money is not an issue. Everything could be lined up and just look perfectly, and that relationship will still, in my opinion, take you to a level of a high level of frustration, a high level of confusion, of anxiety, because what we have are things that we have not dealt with in our lives as individuals. And so when we bring that into the relationship, there's a plethora of other things that come up. I'm a very I like to study things. I like to look at things from different angles and perspectives. So on this channel, you're going to get a lot of that. You're going to get maybe looking at a relationship in a way that you didn't see it before. Examining things that might be or make you feel insecure about yourself, but if you work past it, you can push through, and ultimately it helps the relationship as a whole. My wife and I both are very serious about finding similarities, but also not having that define our relationship. We have enough differences in our lives that that there's questions there. There's questions of how are we going to make this work? How are we going to make this mesh together and fuse together and make sense? And so I think it's important to be happy about those similarities, but not let them define you. Don't just ride that wave to think that will give you the success in your relationship. It's going to be much more. You're going to have to make the differences work, and that's really what Embrace the Opposite is all about. It's about observing what it is on the other side of the table that makes someone different, and then accepting it, finding a way to accept it, and not just letting it float out into the ether and possibly cause more struggles and more trouble in the future. So we're really going to be focusing on relationships here, guys. If you are looking for motivation in that, help in that area, please follow, please subscribe. We're out here, or I'm out here, trying to make the world a better place, and I think that that's all any of us really want to do. Yes, money's great. All these other things are great, possessions and different things, vacations, ways that we spend money. But ultimately, I want to see the energy that I'm putting out help others, and really motivate and encourage others to pursue those relationships in a way that will bring fruit to their lives and to the lives of those around them. So subscribe, follow, share, comment. Really looking for some interactiveness when we come to this channel, and would love to see you guys comment and let me know what you think. The next episode, this was kind of an intro, relaunching, if you will, but the next episode is going to focus on intimacy. So the question that I like to pose now, and comment below, and we'll get into some of these questions in the next video, is going to be what are your closest, what are the relationships where you have the most intimacy, do you think? Is it your parents? Is it your spouse or life partner? Is it your best friend? Is it your cousin? Where is the relationship where you have the most intimacy? And when I'm talking about intimacy, obviously there's physical intimacy, which we will get into. But more so what I'm talking about now is, in what ways are you encouraging transparency in that relationship? And so the question, which relationship is it? And then what are the best practices? What ways are you encouraging intimacy in those relationships? And I'll be honest with you, my wife and I have a long way to go on this. We both have walls and defenses that we've put up in our single lives, and then once we got together, it's hard to take those walls down. There's insecurities that I have, that the culture has influenced, that my parents have influenced, my childhood, all of these things I'm bringing into the relationship. And so I gotta unpack all of that. And so my wife and I have a ways to go on this, but I want to talk about best practices and which relationship is that for you guys as well. So in the comments below, let me know what you guys think about that relationship where you have the most intimacy, and what are you doing to encourage and to move forward that intimacy, to make it get bigger, to make it get better, and is it back and forth? So does that person share the intimacy with you as well in terms of their lives? Again, we're not talking about necessarily physical intimacy on this particular question. question, but we will get into that. This is going to be a two-part episode. We'll get into that a little bit more in the second episode, but we're just talking about transparency, connection, who has that place in your life and in your heart. So that's what we're going to be talking about, guys. Stay tuned, keep watching, subscribe, like, and share, and I'll let you guys next time. Peace.